Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Timmy Trent. I'm your link to the fire thing and to God. Alright guys, you got a power. You can think anything in your life that you want to. You can build and prosper and multiply. Or you can destroy yourself. That's it. Right? There's no way. God give you free will. Doesn't matter what other people are trying to convince you, whatever otherwise, do whatever you want to do. Right? But at the end of the day, you gotta face the consequence. You do bad thing, you'll face the consequence. Do good thing, eventually God will reward you. You continue to do it, right? Because you got a long life to live, right? So you know the thing that you do is going to be bad or good, whether you like it or not. You know it. You know it, right? Depending on how strongly you believe in God enough to do it, or you believe in your pleasure or your feeling strongly enough, then you do it. Then you face the consequence. That's it. There's no if, but nothing. It's happened for thousands of years, right? For thousands of years for human. And this is the thing that all humans have to go through, right? Not a human like born to the universe. Either you learn to follow God or you learn to follow mankind, right? And mankind, most of the time, just for survival, right? They do things as their feeling, emotion, or pleasure, or cause some pain, right? So if you don't follow God, then that's what you follow. The humanity, the cycle, right? And of course, the people that believe in God, of course, a lot of people want to believe in God, right? That's most of them people believe in God. A lot, right? But because every society, every part of the world, people have to come up with some kind of way that they can live with each other, or they just be like animals, kill each other, right? But it's a sin human. They can form a thing where they can work together. That's why God wants you to create and build. You create that way. Everybody help to create. That way you can build and prosper. Everybody can prosper, right? But if you start doing things by yourself, and that's becoming harder, right? Because he created people, everybody. We can have diversity with everybody, but we gotta come together with one, living by the same principle, all right? Doesn't matter where you come from, what state, what country you're from, right? You live on a principle that really helps to protect everybody. So you don't live on a principle. What happened? You know, people who live under the principle. That way we can have a peaceful or cohesive that work together. But a few people over time they try to read out from that principle. They don't want to believe in that principle. What do? They do a bad thing, right? What happens to them when they do a bad thing? They face the consequence of their choice, right? And the same thing. Whether you believe in God, you follow God, or you follow mankind, and you just suffer, right? That's that's the simplest way, right? I mean, there's nothing, there's no other way. There's only two directions: follow God or follow mankind. And man can make up all kind of crap. We can imagine, we can come up with all kind of cult. You know what I'm saying? We can get people following us, and we can become a leader of that group, right? Human made throughout time. It's not just nothing new, right? But it won't go beyond that, beyond the group. It's believe in God because God oversees everything. He created everything, so He knows how things to work out. But the thing is, He does give you a choice, right? He's not a God that force you on to do things that you don't want to do. That's why He give you the power as Him to pick, to choose, right, and to learn. If you don't, then you live like an animal. You live like any other creature that underneath mankind, right? So there's a lot of people who want to become animals today. See? They're misled, right? So they go by their feeling. They think they're animal. You can't help them. They think that way, right? And once you become animal, what happened? You be underneath the human, right? But that's a choice they take, right? They chose to be an animal. They chose to be, to be where they are, right? The condition, and depending on the leader you pick, right? The leader you pick will help you or destroy you, right? But if you don't learn the lesson to get out, if you don't see what your leader is doing, and you don't see that, then you know it's hard for anybody trying to help you because you're always trying to. When people are trying to help you, but you're always trying to fight them, right? You fight them, and they cannot help you if you fight them, right? you fight against God, He cannot help you. You don't believe in Him, He cannot help you. You can study whatever you can master anything in the world, but you don't follow God, you become to your destruction, whether you like it or not. That's the way it works, right? So, but it's up to you, right? The choice is always yours, nobody else. Doesn't matter how much money you have, how much you want to pay to fix yourself. You cannot, because God knows that He put the fixing within you. You can spend all the money in the world, all kind of stuff, but you cannot fix yourself until you decide to fix yourself. And you can, that's the way it works, right? You can pay for somebody to be with you for a while, but eventually you're gonna have to figure it out, and you're gonna have to find a white coat that stay with you all the time, and without paying, all for free, right? You don't have to pay anybody. Believe in God. He'll be there for you 24 hours, anytime you need Him, right? Change your life. That's how simple it is. You can read books. You can read whatever you want to read. You go to seminar. You can do whatever you want to do. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to make that choice, right? You're going to make that. You're going to have to make that choice for that to change. If you don't want to change, you don't make the choice. Then so be it, right? So you got to live your life the way that you've been living. All right. Doesn't matter who you can go trying to help you, but if you don't decide, then nobody can help you. You decide today. Your thinking is always. You can go to the master class. You can go to all these classes. You can study for years. You still don't have the mindset of working with other people, right? You have a mindset of working with other people. You can work with other people, and sometimes you don't want to, right? You just want peace. Most people just want peace to live their life, right? You don't. Sometimes you don't want to live all this glamour, all this, right? Maybe that's not be you, but you gotta eat. You gotta survive, and the people around you that you learn from, then you can build, right? And live your life effectively. But and the people you're around with, you gotta watch what they're doing, the life they're doing, or you want to associate with them, or you learn from them, or you have to learn out of the box, right? Outside the box. All right, guys, from God, Jesus Christ, from the commandment, change your life. All right, guys, have a good day.